today we are going to jump into 4 different things that you should be practicing over time with your puppy that all have 4 different purposes. So 2 of them are going to use our power of yes, and 2 of them are not. So let's jump right in. The first one is touch training. So touch training is exactly what it sounds like. It is making sure that you're teaching your puppy that it's okay for them to be touched basically everywhere, right? So you want to touch their paws and their ears. You want to actually take your finger and run it over their gums. That'll get them ready to get their teeth brushed soon. You want to touch their belly. You want to touch their food when they're eating as well, while we're at it. You want to pet them while they're eating. You want to pet them while they're chewing on a toy or their favorite treat. You want to make sure that they're used to getting touched and that they're learning that being touched is a good thing. If they seem nervous at all, if you're noticing that your puppy is extra fearful, go easy. Don't push them into anything that they seem very fearful about. We want it to be enjoyable. We want our puppy to think it's wonderful. Maybe there are some treats involved, definitely some snuggling and playtime. So you'll want to do this every day, like just a little session every day where they get to snuggle and you just get your hands on them and start this touch training. Number 2 is follow training. So a lot of people don't talk about this. This is something that I have done with all of my puppies, and it is fantastic because when puppies are small, and this is done during the imprint period, so the best time to do this training is between 8 and 16 weeks. Now, if your puppy is older than that, you can still work on this. But if you have a puppy between that sweet spot of 8 and 16 weeks, you want to jump in and start doing this training. So during this imprint phase, they get very attached to us, right? They are primed to form a bond with us, but they're also small enough to have that instinct that they better stay close to whoever is protecting them, right? So you want to start this training inside. And what you want to do, very simply, is walk away from your puppy, and when they follow you, yes, and treat. You want to encourage them to follow you. You want to start nurturing that behavior of sticking with the pack, because later you'll end up with an adult dog that you can go hiking with off the leash. I almost never have my dogs on leashes because I do this training so much when they're young. And then I take it outside in a safe space, a fenced in yard, somewhere where there isn't any distraction. And I keep doing the training. I let them follow me and follow me and follow me, and I encourage them to follow me. If they stop following me, I walk the other direction. If they go that way and they're ignoring me, I walk away. And then they have that moment where they're like, oh, wait, where'd she go? And then they run after you, big party and treats and yes. Right? So you want to start teaching them, you want to stay with the pack all the time. You don't want to wander off. So start your follow training. Start doing it inside. I'm sure you've noticed that your puppy follows you around most of the time anyway, but start using your power of yes to encourage them to do it, to let them know that that is behavior that you like. And maybe while they're following you, they're biting at your heels, but we're going to talk about biting next week. So pretty soon they won't be doing that anymore. So number 3 is sit, right? Sit. That's what everyone wants to teach their puppy. So we want to use our power of yes. Now, a lot of you have a puppy that already knows how to sit, but part of your homework will be to go back and teach sit in this way so that you can teach them with the power of yes more about that timing, more about the fact that when they hear that yes word, they are going to get that treat. So it's almost better if they know how to do it already, because then you can just practice the power of yes part. If they don't know how to sit yet, no problem. Just watch this video and I'll show you how it's done. So I want to talk about teaching your dog how to sit. Now, Nala already knows how to do this, but I'm going to show you the technique anyway. So what you want to do, your dog's probably jumping around, right? Your puppy doesn't know how to sit. What you want to do is take the treat and get her interested in it, right? So we have her nice and interested, and then you draw it back over their body. Yes. Soon as that butt hits the floor, they get a yes, and then the treat can come later. So as long as you get the yes at the right time, you get the timing of the yes correct, then they know that the treat's coming. Myrna, sit. Yes. So you can see I can layer in that word. You don't have to say the word sit at first, right? You can just get them to sit down. You get that moment, you say yes, but then you want to start to layer it in. Sit. Yes. And you can see if she didn't know how to sit already, she wouldn't know what I was asking her to do. And I would just start to move the treat this way, and that would cause her to sit. So as soon as her butt hits the floor, she gets a yes and a treat, and then a good snuggle. Good girl. Okay, so easy enough, right? So you want to just take that treat, lead them into a sit, get your yes in there right when their butt hits the floor, and give them that treat. So you'll be practicing that as well. Number 4 is to make your puppy an addict. And what do I mean by this? Make your puppy addicted to fillable chew toys. So this is an important piece of our future training because we want your puppy to have a thing that they love, that they chew on, that helps them calm down. It will help with all kinds of training in the future. And guess what? It will help you do your crate training now if you've decided to use a crate. So take a fillable toy, a Kong, any brand you'd like, fill it with something healthy. And guess what? I have a ton of healthy recipes. There's lots of recipes in there of human foods that you just can mix together. Again, it's a ton of stuff that you already have in your kitchen right now, I'm sure. Mush it up, fill those fillable treats, and stick them in the freezer. So the reason that I freeze them is because when your dog is licking them, it takes so much longer for them to get through it that you'll actually get like a half an hour of free time while your puppy's sitting with you and being calm. So we'll talk more about how chew treats really help you train your puppy, and we'll have a whole lesson on chewing and how to prevent chewing. But for now, just make sure that you start that habit. You're gonna freeze those treats and you're gonna give them to your puppy and teach them that their chew toy is their best friend.